All right, guys, you need to find your life purpose, or you're going to just aim through life, being lost forever and never accomplishing shit and amounting to anything. And that's not the life you want to live. But, when you're born, you have no value. When you die, the universe just goes, okay, next. So, really, when you think about it like that, and you get brutally honest with yourself, you have to go, all right, I am just stardust. I'm just stardust in the hourglass of time that is the universe. And I've got 75 years to make this motherfucker count. So you need to figure out what you need to do with your life and spend every second making that happen. If you're not spending every second of your life making it happen, the universe doesn't give a fuck about you. Like, it's always like, okay, if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, it's taking away points. And if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, it gives you points. And the more you do or don't do, it takes and gives away more points. The universe doesn't care about you, it only cares about what you're doing. It doesn't even care about what you did. You have to always constantly be doing more. Once you think you got to the top of that hill, no, motherfucker, there's another hill. And, if you're sitting around being a bum and not amounting to shit, don't sit there and cry about, oh, well, those people have this and those people have that. You can have it too. You're just either being dumb or lazy or weak or poor or whatever and not making it happen. So how the fuck do you make it happen? So you need to find out what your life purpose is. There's, get a piece of paper and make 4 columns and label one column things you love to do, things you're good at, things you can make good money doing, and things the world needs. And when there is one thing in each of those columns, like just write down as many ideas in each of those columns. When there's one thing in each of those columns, that's what you're supposed to be doing with your life purpose. So if you don't have one, keep writing more ideas down until you eventually do have one. And you want to have something you love to do, because if you don't love it, when it gets hard, you're gonna fucking quit. You're going to fucking quit. So you have to love it, because then your why you're doing it becomes so strong, you will not quit. Things you're good at. If you're doing something you're not good at, you're not gonna love it either. So you need to find something you're good at. If you're, and then you need to find something that you can get paid well for. Because if you're not getting paid well for, you start thinking, well, why am I doing this at all? Like, no one seems to give a shit. And also, that's the market's way of telling you whether you're doing something of value or not. Because the more valuable you are, the more the market's going to reward you for it. So if you do something and get paid well for it, then you have a sense of accomplishment. And then something the world needs. You're providing something necessary, and of value. So once you find that one thing, then you need to write down all the aspects of life: emotional, mental, physical, relationships, financial, spiritual, and community. And figure out, okay, if 1 out of 10, what would a 10 be like in each of those aspects of life? And write that down. And then be honest with yourself and say, well, what am I at? Am I at a 5? And am I at a 7? Am I at a 2? And then go, okay. And then next to that, write what you need to do every day to become a 10. Now, it's gonna be real hard to be a 10. And your 10 may be something outrageous, but I'd rather be outrageous and shoot for the stars than kind of aim low And, because, work hard, you get more stuff. You don't work hard, you just get bullshit. So you might as well work hard and shoot for the stars. And even if you don't get it, well, at least you tried. At least you're aiming up in the right direction. And shoot for the stars, and even if you miss, you'll still land on the moon, right? Well, then after that, write down your calendar: daily, weekly, monthly, annual, lifetime. I don't do 3 year, 5 year, 10 year, because I can't really see kind of my future too much past a year. If you can, great, fine. But me, I do day, week, month, year, life. And then on day, I just literally list everything every hour. So from midnight on, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, just write every hour down and start with sleep. Okay, I'm gonna sleep from this time to this time, and I'm gonna wake up from this time and give myself 10 minutes to just kind of let your eyes and open and your brain wake up and stuff. And then the next 10 minutes will be, and be specific, like, okay, 5 o'clock to 5:10, wake up. 5:10 to 5:20, brush your teeth, wash your face. 5:20 to 6 o'clock, I'm gonna check the news, check my finances, check the weather, all that kind of stuff. From 6 to 6:30, I'm gonna meditate. So you see how I'm not leaving any minutes unaccounted for. And be like, oh, I'm gonna meditate, and then from this time I'm gonna work out, and this time I'm gonna do my work. And but be very specific about what you're gonna do that day. And that way, throughout the day, you can just start checking stuff off. Okay, did this. And if you didn't do something, come back the next day and do more of it. Or if you did do it, write down what you did do, and come back and do more of that. And then same with weekly, okay, gotta go grocery shopping or mow my yard, or whatever your weekly things are you gotta do. But all these things should be in line with that life purpose thing. So everything should, all your daily tasks, weekly tasks, everything should be trying to get you to a 10 so you can get to that life purpose, right? So once you figure that out for daily, then you put your weekly, then you put your monthly stuff on there, then you put the stuff you want to do for the year, and then before you die, things you want to do. All in, just always keep in mind that you're doing all this stuff to become a 10 to achieve your life purpose. And we all can't be the richest man in the world, we all can't be the strongest man in the world, we all can't do this, but you can be damn close. You can be number 2, you can be number 3, you can work your monkey ass off to be number 1. And like I said, even if you don't make it to the stars, you still landed on the moon. And it's a whole lot better than I can say for these other jackasses out here who are just going through life, not taking care of their health, their wealth, their mind, their money, their muscles, their family, and all that stuff. And so they're going to die, stupid, poor, weak, alone, with no one who loves them. They're the ones who are sitting around eating shit food, junk food, sodas and beer and fast food, and playing video games and social media and porn, and not amounting to shit, don't have girlfriends and wives and children and houses and good jobs and owning their own businesses and stuff. They're not acquiring assets, they're being bitches. You don't have a purpose in this life. You don't even deserve any of those things because you're not even trying. That's why you don't have any of them. There's the saying, the warrior speech is, out of 100 men, 10 of them shouldn't even be here. You're just dumbass retards that need to get the fuck out the way. 80% of them are just kind of going through the motions and doing what they're told and stuff like that. And 10%, the other remaining 10% are your real warriors. You know, they're your real fighters, right? But out of that 10, 9% of them, you know, they're fighters, but the 1%, those are the fucking warriors. And this, if you do the, you know, daily, you know, the life purpose and all the daily, weekly, monthly, annual, all those things, and you really grind your monkey ass off, that's when you're the 1%. That's when you're the warrior. So quit being a bitch and get to fucking work.